All right, everybody. Before we get into it, I gotta make a quick bold prediction because the Cowboys game is about to start. I am gonna guess or predict that Lamar Jackson has over 100 yards rushing in this game.
Pull it.
I'm pulling it. I'm doing it. And
You might need to unseal that cap.
Yep. Oh man, you can open this for me?
Sorry, Doug. Unprepared, but who gives a fuck? It's the Intoxicated Sports Report.
Yes. This is also the Intoxicated Sports Report. I didn't expect this game to start at 5:05. I thought it was gonna be 5:15.
It's coming at you fast. Better pull that cork.
Well, I made the prediction, so that's fine.
Yeah.
You know the deal. I'm Gage. He's Emerson. Hope you people are having a great day, because I know I am.
It's a great 70-degree December day in Napa, California. What could be better?
Yeah, hey. Global warming doesn't exist. Oof. Do you have any off the top or no?
Not right now, but
No?
maybe sometime tonight.
All right, I'm cheersing on
Cheers. Look at Andy Dalton. We're watching the game right now. I think Gage kind of already said that, but
that. Sporting my jersey. Oh, this thing is just so clean.
who's number 22?
Yeah. For those who don't know, Emmitt Smith, the all-time leading rusher in the history of the National Football League.
I remember when he was on the Cardinals.
We don't talk about those days. We don't talk about
I'm
that.
sorry.
No, it's okay. He retired to Cowboys, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
There goes Zeke for 1 yard.
You'll see a lot of that, I promise.
Yeah, this won't be an illegal broadcast of the game either.
So Emerson, what do we got going on today?
All right, so
we got a little different than usual.
yeah, a little bit. We're doing another episode where we kind of let the fans dictate the show.
Which we love.
Yeah,
I could do this every
we
week.
had 13 questions.
13.
13.
It's good.
Yeah. So we're doing a lot of Q&A, but before we get to that, we'll do our NFL top 6 little power rankings again. There was a lot of interesting games the last couple of weeks, so we're gonna see a little shakeup, at least in the 4 through 6 region, I would say.
That's a keel shot. It hit me pretty
It
good.
hit you?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Just now feeling it. How you been, man? You good?
Yeah, doing all right.
Yeah, not too bad. What are we sipping on?
We are sipping on Vesper Martinis. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Also, cheers to our 26th episode. That means we've made it halfway through a full year.
Also means we've been drinking at least once a week for the last 26 weeks. And that's not very healthy.
No, you need to drink once a week. That's what they say.
Who says that?
Me.
Dr. Hip.
Yeah, Dr. Hip.
Dr. Holloway Hip over here.
I think once a week is honestly not enough. Should probably be more like 7 times a week. Anyways, yeah, Vesper Martinis today. They're delicious. What do you think, Gage?
They're strong.
Yeah, they get to the point.
I like them because I can't pound them. I am used to pounding drinks, not proud. I do pound drinks, but when they're strong, hard for me to pound them.
We could pound them.
Oh, no, I don't want to pound them.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hey, the Cowboys got a first down.
Hey, CeeDee Lamb, let's go.
So should we get right into it? You ready
Yeah.
for our power rankings?
Power rankings. Did you want to start it off? You want me to start it off?
Sure, I'll start today.
Okay.
We'll do 5 and 6 first. Coming in at number 6 for myself, I got the Los Angeles Rams. This was a tough one. This was probably the toughest spot out of all the top 6.
Yeah, looking at your list, we almost had the same list, but
Yeah.
we're very close.
Yeah, I was torn between the Rams and really the Browns was probably the closest team to being at that spot. But there's a lot of good 8 and 4 teams. The Browns are 9 and 3. I left them out. I still can't get over the fact that they're 6 games over 500 and have a negative 15-point differential. It just doesn't make any sense. I do appreciate a great win they had against Tennessee, so I'll give them that. But I'm not going to overreact to that one. I know they have a pretty tough schedule going down the stretch. I do not expect them to be in the top 6 at the end of the year. But
We both talked about this before, an hour ago, about
Yeah.
how, I'm going to be honest, I put my shit pretty quick, but I still have the idea
yeah,
of
for sure.
what I want to put down, but I was really between the Browns and the Rams
Yeah.
as well for number 6.
Yeah, so I had Rams at number 6. They have, solid wins against Seattle and Tampa Bay. I know that Niners loss doesn't look great, especially playing against Nick Mullins, but they were in the game.
Yeah.
They had a chance to win. And they still won 3 of the last 4 games, so they're looking okay. And then I got the Packers at number 5.
Okay.
I don't I don't love the Packers, to be completely honest. They're 9-3. They've kind of mopped the floor with the weak teams, but they haven't. They Saints are the only good team they've beaten.
But you gotta think, you have to wipe the floor.
Sure.
With the bad teams.
Sure, absolutely.
You can only play those in front of you.
Yeah, no doubt. So we'll see if their resume can be enhanced to get into that top 4 down the stretch. But that's what I got at 5 and 6. What about you?
I got the same exact.
Same.
I got Rams Packers.
Okay.
I do.
All right.
Which everything you said, I agree with. I do think Aaron Rodgers is playing a lot better than he has been.
Aaron
this
is
year.
playing
He's
great.
playing
this
great.
year. He's in the MVP conversation.
It's like Mahomes
No
and him
question.
right now.
Yeah,
I would say.
absolutely. Who do you got it for?
I got the Bills, Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills. Yeah, they're playing some good ball right now. Won 5 out of 6.
Right.
I got the Bills at 4 as well.
But yeah, 5 out of 6, and they should have won the game
And
they lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Off some bullshit by the
Hail
Cardinals.
Mary, yeah. I mean, they fucked that play up too, but still. They have a lot of great wins.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle.
I still think they have the best wins.
They have. You could argue they have the best resume as far as teams they beat.
I wonder if I'm not putting them high enough because they're the Buffalo Bills, and they haven't had the respect that
Yeah.
that maybe the Steelers or the Saints might have had the past 10 years.
Yeah, I will say they have had some bad losses. Like they got blown out by Tennessee, who is a good team. They got blown out. I mean, their point differential is only plus 27, with having 9 wins. So that's a little. That's what brings them down a little bit for me. But yeah, you're right. They could be higher for sure. But they do have a lot of quality wins, which means a lot. So that's why I couldn't leave. Like if we were doing a top 4 playoff right now, I could not leave them out. They would have to be in there.
Yeah. Who do you got at 3?
So I have the Saints coming in number 3.
Ooh, okay.
The Saints are good. I feel like they could be higher, but the top 2 teams have just a slightly better resume, in my opinion. But yeah, I got them there. They're over 100 plus 100 on point differential. Only 2 losses, which is great, and they're on fire right now. They won 9 in a row.
Yeah. And they're playing well with Taysom Hill as quarterback.
Yeah,
Which is saying something.
that's one thing that I think you mentioned Drew Brees being out, which is why you didn't have them maybe in your top 3 or 4 a couple weeks ago, possibly, or maybe even the first time we did this.
I had them fourth the
Fourth,
first
and you
2
had
times.
The first 2 times, okay.
Yeah.
So, but you had the Bills ahead of them last week.
Yeah,
Or last
I
time?
had 3 the first 2 times. as
Gotcha,
well. I had the same top 4 the first 2 weeks.
gotcha. But I mean, Sean Payton and even just the rest of the team has shown that they're not that quarterback reliant at the moment.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I mean, Taysom Hill's been playing the way he's had to play, and it works.
Yep, no doubt.
I had the Steelers at 3.
Steelers at 3, okay. So you're not totally sold on that.
They went from
record.
1 to 3, and it was a hard one.
I was kind of curious where you're different because you said that ours were similar but different.
Yeah. Yes, the Steelers, that loss yesterday put them down a little bit, but I don't know, man. Their defense is really good.
Their defense is great. There's no question about it. They don't run the ball,
No.
and that's kind of hurt their offense and created some close games at times for
Yeah.
them.
For me, 3 and 2, because number 2 I had the Saints,
Yep.
and it was just I could flip flop either way, but I just put the Saints up there because they're playing really good without Drew Brees.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I put them above the Steelers.
Sure. Yeah.
And I assume that both are number 1 of the Chiefs,
Yeah.
because mine is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I have the Steelers at 2, Chiefs at 1. I think that was kind of easy for me, at least with the Chiefs at 1. They're obviously you watch them on TV. They look awesome.
They look great.
They didn't look great this past week, but the Broncos do have a good defense.
Mhm.
But they did not look great. But in
No.
general, I mean, Patrick Mahomes tore it up in the month of November.
Yeah, he did.
Almost 400 yards passing per game.
Yeah.
14 touchdowns. So
I
can't argue with the Chiefs right now.
gotta ask you a question though. Do you think if the Steelers would have won yesterday, they'd have been your number 1?
I would have been hard pressed to not put them at number 1.
I agree with that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think
I mean, being undefeated, especially since we're doing it when we built this list.
Yeah, we're doing it.
It was a college football version of
Mhm.
analysis, and record usually trumps.
Yeah.
Not always, but usually. So, and the Steelers being undefeated in the NFL is not easy. So
no.
So that's why I would have had to have them at number 1 for the most part.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, their point differential has been. I hate to overuse that term, but I mean, they still have the best point differential in the league, even
Yeah.
better than the Chiefs. So got to give them credit. But they did lose to a team that, on paper you would imagine they would
That they should have won.
Yeah. But hey, my prediction was true.
That was a good call.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish this drink just for that.
I hope that shot at 2 p.m. was worth it. Ooh.
He was. I got some good feedback. Oh, yeah. I need to know after that.
Yeah, wash that down with another latte.
It actually was better than I thought it was gonna be.
I gotta say, the second round of this drink is better than the first.
I think so too. I think the first one kind of wets the tongue a little bit, and then
Wets the tongue.
the second one just comes in nice and
No,
hot.
I agree. You put it in a weird term like you always do, but it works.
Well, there's that saying called whetting the appetite with eating a snack before you eat dinner. Because sometimes you don't realize you're hungry until you just kind of nibble on
I
something.
get that. I just don't know if I've ever heard that term before.
Yeah. I mean, wetting the tongue is not an actual term. Wetting the appetite is an actual term.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
So I kind of twisted it,
Well, now wetting the tongue is a term.
It is a term.
It's an Emerson Hip term.
I mean, wetting the tongue sounds disgusting, so we got to change it. Maybe it's just wetting the mouth. Wetting the taste buds.
Wetting the tongue buds. Sounds good to me. It doesn't
Maybe
bother
we'll stick with that.
Wetting the tongue does not bother me in the slightest.
All right, so we got our NFL top 6. Read them off real quick, Gage. Yours?
Oh, fuck. Caught me off guard. I had the Rams, Packers, Bills, Steelers, Saints, and Chiefs.
So that's 6-1. I have Rams, Packers, Bills, Saints, Steelers, Chiefs. Both very similar.
Yes.
And I think, it's it's not that hard to decipher at this point.
No. I gotta say, when we first started doing this podcast, a lot of our stuff was the same.
Yeah.
And I feel like ever since then, we're pretty much different.
We're going a little differently.
A little different, yeah.
Yeah.
A little different, but...
I think when it gets, we got four games left in the season. When we get to the last one, I would imagine we're going to have very similar rankings. Which that's kind of how it's gone. We had pretty different ones the first time, and it's kind of getting a little more similar. But yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Cool.
It's going to be a good last 4 weeks of the year.
Yeah. So now, for the bulk of the show,
It's time.
for Q&A. This is the best. This is the best thing we've ever done.
Yeah, no, thank you again,
shout
Nick
out
Warren.
Nick Moore. I'll shout him out every week if we have to.
He got 3 questions for us again. Well, 2 and then a comment for us this week. So thank you for that. It's worked out.
I would answer 40 questions if we had to. I really would. So all these first 3 questions that we have are all 49er questions.
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is ask Emerson these questions because he probably enjoys answering them more than I would.
Oh, interception for the Cowboys. Just had to throw that in there, sorry.
Let's go.
I know you love that.
But it's like, I kind of want them to lose though.
You're not getting Trevor Lawrence. You just got to get over that.
I think the Jets can win 3 straight.
Gage is dreaming.
Hey, you mentioned Trevor Lawrence. I didn't. 'Cause I told you I would not mention him anymore.
All right. That was my fault. So yeah, Niner questions.
Niner questions.
Throw them out there.
That Emerson and I will answer.
Sure. Yeah.
Wait, can I?
Yeah. Absolutely.
First question is from Through My Jiggy Lens. Niners still going to make some noise if they make the playoffs?
So I know this question was asked before they lost to the Bills last night.
It was, yes.
Even if they would have won, I will say no. And at this point, they're not going to make the playoffs unless they win 4 straight and get really lucky, which they're also not going to do. So I would say, yeah, even if they would have made the playoffs,
No noise is getting made.
probably not. I mean, maybe an upset in the first round at the best.
Yeah.
Which they'd probably be the 6 or 7 seed and be playing someone, like LA or Seattle.
Yeah. You get smoked.
Yeah.
I mean, if they had Jimmy G, it'd be different, but I think they're going to have Nick Mullins the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine if the Niners made the playoffs or had a chance to make the playoffs late in the year, excuse me, they would bring back Jimmy G.
Yeah.
And maybe even Kittle if he was ready. But even so, they have no pass rush.
No.
So their defensive backs are just getting, left out to dry.
Yeah.
So I would say no.
So these next 2 questions are pretty similar. So I'm going to say them both, and we'll both answer
Sure.
them as if they're one.
Yeah.
The first one's from N Warren 70. He asks, "Will Jimmy G be the Week 1 starter next year? And if not, who the Niners going after. And then Jay Faring asked, what do you guys see the Niners' best option at quarterback being for the next season?
Yeah, so both very similar, like you said. I do see Jimmy G being the starter next year. I know that's not a popular answer among Niner fans because they're kind of tired of what he's done. Although he did take him to a Super Bowl last year, so I don't know.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah, maybe give a little credit for that.
Just a little bit, right?
Just a wee bit.
Like everyone's acting like he's Brad Johnson or Trent Dilfer. It's like it's
Right.
not the case. He's a little better.
He's
than
a little
that.
better than that. Yeah, I will say Jimmy G is basically an average quarterback. I don't know how else to put it, but he's not killing the Niners on most weeks. He's not a game changer on most weeks either. If they were to go, I will say the Niners are going to see what their options are in the offseason. I don't think there's any question about that.
I bet they do that every year.
I mean, there were
every-
rumors about them going after Tom Brady last year.
Every team does that every year if there's
Yeah.
options.
Yeah.
That's just the business of it.
Yeah, so I would say they will look into their options. I mean, this part of this question is coming from Nick, and he likes Matt Stafford. I think they will look into that option. But at the same time, I don't know if Matt Stafford is really that much better than Jimmy G at this point.
He might be a better pure passer, but I mean,
His downfield passing is definitely better than Jimmy G's. I don't necessarily know that he's a better fit per se in a Kyle Shanahan
yeah.
offense, but
I think
Yeah.
we should also mention that Nick really wanted Kirk Cousins to be the Niners quarterback back.
I never did. Thank God.
He did.
Yeah,
He did. I remember that.
coupons did.
I just don't see. Who do you think you could really get that much better? I mean, yeah, Matt Stafford might be better. But
Yeah, like
by how much more better?
Yeah, like the rumors are. The only rumor I've heard is Matt Ryan as another, guy who's already starting.
Maybe Sam Darnold.
Darnold, yeah, but I mean Darnold's young and has struggled a lot in a bad system for sure.
Yeah, it's the Jets.
Yeah, I would honestly. I know Matt Ryan is kind of a statue back there, but
He's
I
good.
think I would take him over Matt Stafford personally.
Matt Ryan was about a quarter and a change from winning the Super Bowl. So
He was.
I like Matt Ryan. I've always liked Matt Ryan.
And who's the offensive coordinator of the Falcons that year?
It was,
Kyle Shanahan. That's right, and he won the MVP. I don't want to just assume that he would be back to MVP level if
No.
he came to the Niners, but I know Matt Ryan's a pretty accurate throwing quarterback.
Yes.
He's got the arm strength to push the ball downfield, unlike Jimmy G.
He's been in 2 NFC Championship games.
He has.
And
So
I
I think if Matt Ryan is available, that would be the best option, but I don't think they would do that. Just because
what about Carson Wentz?
I think Carson Wentz would be interesting to see in a better situation.
Because the Eagles are shit.
The Eagles are falling apart fast. The only thing is they can't get rid of him without taking a major cap hit.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be stuck there. It'll be interesting to see what they do with their situation. But yeah, I think Jimmy G is going to be the guy. I don't necessarily think he's the best option, like as Jason's asking. I would say Matt Ryan, or I think even Stafford would be a better option, but I don't know if he's worth going for. So
I think Jimmy G can do it. I just think last year the Niners had everything going for them. They had no injuries really.
yeah, they have nothing going for them this year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think, and I think I even picked them. I might have said this on a previous podcast that I think they would win the Super Bowl. I said they wouldn't win it this year. But I think they would win it the next year.
Yeah,
And so I still kind of believe that as much as I don't like to admit that. I think
Yeah.
they could still figure it out with Jimmy G. Because like you said, they made it. I mean, they had a great team, but you don't need a necessarily great quarterback to win the Super Bowl.
not necessarily. I mean, the tough thing they ran into last year was Patrick Mahomes. So there is that
And
argument.
they had that game almost in the bag.
It was 20-10 with 7 minutes left.
Yeah, and they just happened to play who might be one of the GOATs.
Yeah.
You call him the GOAT already, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to go that far, but it possibly could be the GOAT.
He's turning into that.
Yeah, it's getting very close.
All right, enough about the fucking Niners. Let's move on to.
And it's not get it twisted. I hope the Niners always eat shit. But I'll be nice and all that.
Be realistic for a minute.
Yeah, I'm always realistic. Don't ever give me for a minute, okay? I'm always realistic.
All right, we're moving on to some other football questions. We'll start with another one from and Warren70. Nick, thank you again for more questions.
Appreciate it.
So this is about the Rams. Are the Rams good or fool's gold? One week they look great, the next week awful. What do you think?
I think they could win a playoff game. I don't think they're fool's gold.
I think I mean, I would totally agree with that. They could win a playoff game for sure. I mean, they're technically in first place in the NFC West, which has been a pretty competitive division this year. The only thing I don't like about them would be Jared Goff, because some weeks he looks pretty good, and like Nick said, the other weeks awful, and that's probably the reason that they're inconsistent is because of him.
Yeah.
They obviously can win some games against some lesser teams when he's not perfect, which is why they're 8-4 and leading the division. But I think they're a little too reliant on his. I mean, he doesn't even have to be perfect, but if he's not perfect, they're very bad. And I mean, we saw them turn the ball over 4 times against the Niners a couple weeks ago, against a team led by Nick Mullins.
Yeah, it's like, why watch Jared Goff? He's good, he is, but
I'm hard pressed to say that he's good. I think he's, like I said, Jimmy G is very average. I think he's at best a little bit better than Jimmy G.
yeah, it's tough with Jared Goff because
I think people want him to be good because they know he's still a little bit raw. Because he's like 26 years old or whatever.
It's tough. He's kind of like how I am with Carson Wentz. Like I want them
Same.
both to be. I feel like they can be so good, but it's just not there yet.
Yeah. Carson Wentz is another conversation because he has all the talent in the world. He can't seem to figure it out.
No, his mind's fucked.
Yeah,
Right now. It's
exactly.
not good.
Yeah, mentally he does not have it going.
So to answer the question, are they fool's gold? I'll say they aren't fool's gold. I think they can win a playoff game, which to me means you're good.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that assessment. I think they are fool's gold in the fact that they don't have the quarterback play that they would need to go even to an NFC Championship game, personally.
Yeah, that's fair. So our next 2 questions are from
Next three.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Are from Finch Matthew of 4-time
Guest of the
guest
show.
of the show.
And boyfriend of one guest of the show.
And boyfriend of one guest of the show. His first question is, why are the Jets the way that they are? We both watched the game that happened against the Raiders.
We did.
There was about a minute 30 left on the clock. And I asked Emerson, what are the odds that the Jets blow this game? And you said,
They probably will.
they probably will. And lo and behold,
They did.
the Raiders score a touchdown to take the lead with 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So to answer the question, it's the head coach.
Yeah, it's Adam Gase.
It's Adam Gase.
Easy.
yeah.
Next. I mean, they also don't really have good players. They traded away their best player, Jamal Adams.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold is just
Also traded away Robbie Anderson, who's had to come back
yeah.
for the Panthers.
But Sam Darnold is just getting hosed right now. I feel bad for the guy. I mean, I don't like USC, but I feel like he's got more talent than what he's been able to display.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give him that.
The Jets are just the Jets.
They're an absolute dumpster fire.
Mhm.
If we're being real,
It's
look at those stats.
yeah, I was just looking at that. It's
We're
not-
like we said earlier, we're watching the Cowboys game, and the Cowboys are last on defense in what was it, rushing yards per game, rushing yards per attempt, and then something else.
they're probably last in everything.
They're just
And the Ravens aren't last in
they're
everything on
not good.
offense.
They are leading this game though,
Yeah, it is.
and they're going to get the
3-0.
ball back right here.
They're gonna go.
First quarter's not over yet.
They're gonna go for it.
No.
Look at Lamar. Lamar's like, we're
Yeah.
staying.
Yeah. So the Jets stink. Let's put it that way.
The Jets do stink.
Yeah. So Finch Matthew also asks, why are the Chargers the way that they are? Hashtag bolt down.
Also, I wanted to mention Matt Finch in July said that the Chargers were going to go 10-6 this season, and they were officially eliminated for the playoffs 2 days ago. So,
Ouch.
not looking good.
As much as we love you, Matthew. Oh, there goes Lamar. to the house.
Hey, my prediction looking nice right now.
That's a good 35 yards back
Yeah.
there.
Oh, this is gonna be a long game.
Yep.
Why are the Chargers the way they are? I don't know.
The coach.
You think so?
It's got to be. I mean, they just got blown out by the Patriots, 45-0.
Yeah, they put up a donut. I forgot about
With
that.
with a team that I think on paper is superior in talent. The Chargers are.
Yeah, but they got the coach, man. They got the coach.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's the coach. It's got to be the coach. I mean,
But who looks good against Belichick for the most part? Nobody.
And there is the theory that young quarterbacks really struggle against Belichick's defense.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray also had the same situation. But like I said, I mean, I think Anthony Lynn is a good coach. I don't think he's a coach that is going to take a team from, talented but not complete to complete.
Because the Chargers have lost a lot of close games.
They have.
They have.
And I think that's what is missing is a coach to help them get to that point where they're learning to win games and not just playing well and then it gets to the end of the game and they lose.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. And the last question from Finch Matthew is, both the New York Giants and the Washington football team won. Is the NFC East actually extremely good? Well, I think the original question was, he said NFC.
I think it's supposed to be NFC East because he only mentioned NFC East teams in this question.
It's fair.
Yeah, I'm only guessing.
This is definitely a joke question, though.
Yes.
The NFC East is still not good
No.
at all.
Terrible. They won. So the Giants and the football team won the division's first games against winning or teams with winning records this past week.
And it's what, week 12, week
Yeah.
13?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no.
No, they're not good.
No.
It's not.
I will give both teams credit for beating very good teams this week. They beat Seattle and Pittsburgh, respectively.
Because if you were to ask me on Saturday who's going to win these games, I'm going to say Seattle's whooping, and then the Steelers are going to clean up shop against the Washington football team.
I mean, I knew Washington was going to win the game, but
Just kidding.
Yeah,
that's why it was a bold prediction.
You just had a wild hair up your ass, and you were feeling
Dude,
good about yourself.
I had a wild hair somewhere, but it wasn't up my ass.
Next question.
Anyways, go football team. Good for Alex Smith. He got a great win.
Great win.
Great win.
He's going to be the comeback player of the year. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. He should.
Yeah, I'm not even sure who else will be in the conversation. So yeah, I hope he wins it.
Yeah.
And they're talking about trying to extend him too, which would be cool.
That'd be cool.
I think that team actually is really not
They
far away
have
from
a
being
really
very
they have a
good.
really good defense.
Yeah, they
They
do. Like Chase Young and Montez Sweat on the edges are nasty.
I'm not looking forward to Chase Young the next 10 years. I'm just going to let you know that right now.
Yeah. All right. So our next question is from Z Punch.
Punch?
Punch.
Panch.
Panch. Z Panch. I mean, Punch sounds better.
Well, how do you say your last name?
Punch Essen.
You did not say Punch. Yes.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
Z Panch. I mean, Z Punch just sounds better than Z Panch.
Just go. Just keep
Her
going.
question is, it's more of a statement. Tips for late season moves to win fantasy against a bunch of dummies.
Draft better.
Oof.
Draft
Take that,
better,
Zoe.
Zoe. Draft better.
Take
Sorry
that,
about
Zoe.
it.
I have no tips because if the trade deadline's over, you're over. You just gotta cross your fingers and pray. Oh, look at this return! Look at this return!
This.
Wow, Cowboys are not going away quietly.
As they shouldn't.
So
America's team, baby.
So yeah, just spray and pray, as they say, and hope that a running back gets injured so that you can pick up the backup.
And the next question is from my co-host, Emerson Hip 27. He asks, Gage, how many points do I have to give you to take the Cowboys over the Ravens?
You got a full quarter of action, so you can.
I don't think the number exists. I would not take the Cowboys win this game under any circumstance. Maybe except Dak Prescott being the quarterback.
So what if I give you 14?
So you have to explain to me what this means.
So if the Cowboys lose by 13, you win. Or 13 or less, you win.
Man,
What about 20?
I'd probably do 20.
What about 16?
What happens to me if I lose?
A shot.
I'll take what did you say?
16. I'll give you 16.
So the Cowboys have to
Lose by 16 or less.
16.
And they're in the fucking red zone right now. Only down by 4.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Just a shot, whatever.
Yeah. And we'll do this. We could do the shot next week, I guess.
Yeah, or we could post it.
Or we could do it in an
Yeah.
Instagram thing.
Actually, or we could do it. Yeah.
Yeah, probably next week.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for football.
We're gonna move on to some basketball questions. Our boy Chavaway, who we wish we would have saw last night, but we didn't.
Yep.
Either way, he asked, "Who won the Westbrook Wall trade?"
I'm gonna say that the Washington Wizards won that trade because I think Russell Westbrook is a better player.
I agree.
I think he's more durable, even though I know he's had his injury problems.
Oh wait, I mean, John Wall hasn't hardly played the last couple of years.
Russell Westbrook is an MVP. Russell Westbrook to me is a future Hall of Famer. And I don't think John Wall's been any of those things.
Great points, and I think I agree. But I mean, if I could pick neither, I would pick neither, because both these teams are going to be players that are not going to help them win anything significant. But I will say the only reason I would say the Rockets is that they knew that Westbrook wasn't going to be a part of things going forward. Wall's a few years younger. Not that really means anything. He's also more injury prone, like you said. So I would say it's pretty much a wash. I mean, the Rockets did get a first round pick, a protected first round pick out of it. Not that I don't even know if that's going to convey or not. But I mean, it's honestly a trade. I mean, we both saw this trade and we're like, who cares?
No, I sent it to our Instagram group and I said yawn.
Yeah,
Like I didn't
It's like-
think much of it.
it's like two like kind of flashy names, but two names that are not going to help either team win a championship.
I gotta say I don't like Westbrook being dished out as much as he's been lately. Because I feel like he's such a he's almost like a polarizing player. You know,
He
I
is.
would have loved to have seen. I know Teat thinks the same way. Chavaway, our boy,
Yeah.
would love to see him on the Thunder still. Actually, I hate to see good players go different places. So many different
Yeah, this is a weird time in the NBA where there's a lot of
movement.
movement. Yeah.
With like KD's on his like technically his fourth team.
Yeah.
And LeBron's on his third, and all that kind of stuff. So it's just, I kind of miss seeing players like how
Stick
Kobe and
with their-
Dirk was, 20 plus years with one team.
Yeah. It's also different when you're a champion with the team. None of the guys we're talking about have been champions. So
No.
well, KD has, but
Yeah, I mean Westbrook did go to a finals. I mean he wasn't the
He
main
did.
guy, but
Yeah.
John Wall hasn't even been there. So
yeah,
I would say the Wizards won that trade.
yeah. I don't think there's not a big margin though on
No.
either side, and I don't think you could really make an argument that there's a big disparity. Either
Our
way.
next question, another basketball question from David G or David Gee. I can't, something like that.
I would say it's G.
David G. He says Warriors versus Nets. Who you got and why? And so the background of this is that
Ooh, Cowboys scored a touchdown.
Gallup. Is there a flag? No. Yeah.
Oh, there is.
Oh, of course there is.
Oh, that's good shit.
His question was Warriors versus Nets. Who you got and why? And he asked this because this is who the Warriors play the first night of opening night.
Yeah.
For
So this is
basketball
one of the
NBA.
two games.
Yeah.
So I would say,
This is actually, I think this is a good question.
I mean, I'm taking Nets, and the one reason is Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I would agree. But I do think if you want to switch it, you could take the Warriors because they have the better,
More continuity.
yeah, they're better chemistry wise.
Yeah.
Because we've seen these good teams get.
But at the same time, how much continuity do they have? Steph played 5 games last year. Has hardly played like 1 or 2 games with Wiggins.
Yeah.
Draymond was hurt a lot last year too.
I guess I think more of just the Curry
Yeah.
Draymond thing.
Yeah.
But I guess that's a good point. But to answer the question, I would say the Nets, just because I would love to see KD just come out and ball.
I think he's going to. I think he's going to have an awesome year.
And that's not even
He's-
that's not even me hating on the Warriors.
He's such a good player, and I feel like sometimes people just want to hate on him because of the whole leaving OKC thing.
Well, it's not even leaving OKC. He went to a team that won
Warriors.
73 games the year prior.
For sure, yeah. No
I
question.
see what you're saying.
Yeah. And even like I'm sure there's some stupid ass Warrior fans out there with animosity towards him too.
You
But-
don't have any, do you?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I think I think he was stupid for leaving, but I'm not mad at him. Like he should have never been a Warrior in the first place. So I'm
fair.
grateful for what he brought to the Bay Area fan base. But yeah, I mean, KD is the difference. I mean, Clay being out too is another difference. If Clay was there,
I'd probably pick the Warriors.
well, it's not even like. I mean, he's. I assume he's asking this question about one game. If they were to play in the finals for whatever reason, Clay was healthy, that would be a really hard question to answer.
Yeah, that would be.
I think I would still maybe take the Nets, but
I can't wait to see what the dynamic's going to be between him and Kyrie. KD and Kyrie.
yeah,
I think it's going to be... I think it'll take him a minute because, like I said before, it's hard. You know, when star players play the star players, it seems hard for them to get into it.
yeah, they're both kind of one-on-one.
Yeah.
One-on-one guys. The only thing is that's working in Kyrie's favor is that they play in different parts of the court. Kyrie's obviously a backcourt player.
Yeah.
KD is kind of all over the place.
Mm.
So that will kind of give him a similar. I mean, LeBron's different because LeBron is ball dominant point guard type in ways.
Yeah.
KD's not. So I think it could be a really good. I think the Nets are a dark horse to be a finals.
I would agree.
Well, I don't even know if it's dark horse because they're really good. Obviously,
I would
on
agree.
paper.
I think they could easily go to the finals.
Nets have
I
a
don't,
very
think,
good chance.
I don't
to go to the
think
finals.
it's crazy to think that at all.
Yeah. You're like you said. It's just whether or not it comes together.
Mm. Yeah.
You know, with that tandem, they did whatever they should not do is not trade for James Harden.
I agree.
That would be an absolute.
Hey,
fucking
we talked
mistake.
about that a couple weeks ago. Unless James Harden is willing to take that step back, which I don't think he will.
No.
Because it's James Harden.
I was talking to my buddy Danny at work, and not Danny Del Zombo, but Danny from work, and he loves hoops. And I was like, the only way it would work is if Harden is willing to accept a role as like a super sub, like he could play 30 minutes or whatever off the bench and just be the leader of the second unit.
He could be how he was at OKC when he was first there.
Yeah, but that's the only way it would work with him being on that team.
Yeah.
Which obviously I don't think he's going to accept that role
No.
at this point of his career.
He's been there, done that. Like he wants
He wants to be the guy.
He wants to be the man.
That's clearly what went on with the trade to Houston.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We have a couple of random
Just
questions.
random questions.
Random as fuck. And
This question is just so.
our first our first one is from a former guest of the show, the Scotty E, Scott Erickson. He asked, "What came first, the chicken or the egg?" What do you think?
I'm not Darwin. I don't know what the fuck is this question.
I'm gonna say
I don't even know. I mean,
I was trying to think of something smart ass to say, but I don't. There's not even something smart ass to say.
no. It's just this is Scott being a smartass asking this question.
Yeah.
To answer the question, I guess I'll say
The frying pan came first.
I'm gonna say God.
God, you're a big God guy, huh?
Yeah, he doesn't exist, but yeah,
God's water.
God came first.
Yeah, agreed.
So Scott, thank you for that question. Give us more of those, please. Our last question, unfortunately, I'm sad now this is our last question, is from N Warren 70. Big fan of the show.
It's not even a question.
Actually, it's actually not a question. He said, you need to do a Four Loco episode. Get bombed on air. And for those who don't know what Four Locos are,
I think most people that listen to us do, but
your mom probably doesn't.
oh, you're right. Yeah, tell mom. Mom, this is it. Hear it.
It comes in a tall can.
So 20 is what 22 ounces probably. 24.
Yeah, so,
maybe?
something along those lines.
Yeah.
It's kind of alcohol mixed with an energy drink, right?
Yes, correct.
And I've actually never drank a full one ever.
You've tasted it though, right?
Yes,
You've never had a full Four Loko?
I always refuse because I always had horror stories. I've always heard horror stories.
They're not that bad.
I've heard the hangovers. If you drink a lot of it,
Oh, I mean, if you had like 3 of them, you'd be fucking.
like you're hungover for days.
You'd be roasted.
I've never had a full one. I have never had a full one.
Nico Revheim has shotgunned one.
Him and Justin Thomas have shotgunned full Four Loko tall cans right before the 3rd of July. Hey, if you know, you know. And
I think Nico did one before Bottle Rock too, like first couple of years.
Yeah, that was when Nico was fratting it hard and it was just feeling himself.
Nico has that ability to just literally open up the throat.
Just, you've had Four Locos, right?
Oh, absolutely.
How many?
Yeah.
How many would you say?
I could probably count them on one hand.
Okay.
Well, maybe 10 at the most.
Okay.
Maybe 10. But I think it's somewhere in the range of 5.
So what do you think of this question or this?
Well,
of
I mean,
this statement. Do you think we should do this?
not really. I mean, Nick, I'm down to get bombed on air, but does it have to be Four Locos? Is that what you really want?
I'd rather drink Steel Reserve 211s.
Dude, no. I'll go Four Locos over that shit. Oh my god.
I mean, I'm ready to pop the cherry on the Four Loco. I think I'm getting close.
Okay, then we're doing it soon. If Nico comes on an episode soon, which we are trying to line
We
up,
anticipate.
yeah, we might have to do it.
I would drink one. I don't know if I'm gonna drink fucking like.
Yeah,
five.
I mean, one's fine, and then we'll drink some other shit too, just to get after it a little bit.
Yeah, Four Locos. It's it's a funny statement that he said. That's great.
Yeah, I like that he picked Four Locos of all things.
Of course he would.
Fucking guy.
Like yeah, not King Cobra,
King Cobras are gross, dude.
not Bush.
I do Bush.
Would you? Oh yeah, Bush would be easy. It's just
Yeah, Bush's beer.
it's better than fucking Coors Light.
What's the E40 one?
Oh, B40.
Is it called E40?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's malt liquor though, right?
Yeah, I've had
Yeah.
those. I've had that. They're pretty good.
Are they really?
Actually, no, it's not good. It's cool that it's E40's drink.
Yeah.
You know,
I'd rather drink his wine, I think. Which is probably still not very
I've had the Slurricane.
good.
Oh yeah,
That's like the pre-made cocktail shit, right?
it's you know, that's what you would expect from a rapper having pre-made cocktails in a bottle.
Good stuff. All right, that's all of our questions. Great questions, by the way.
Great questions.
They
Keep them coming. We didn't have questions last week, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, we skipped that. I feel like if we do it every week, we only get a few, which I think
Okay.
is a better way to go. Do it every other week or so.
Yeah, that's cool.
Time for last call. So let's see.
Do you have anything in particular that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, the Lakers made some big moves.
Yeah.
I mean, not really moves, but they extended LeBron James and they reached contract with Anthony Davis. So LeBron's getting a 2-year extension on top of his 1 year that he's got this year.
Yeah.
So that makes, and then Anthony Davis got a 5-year contract, of course. Max extension, or max contract, whatever you want to call it. Both of them. To me, that makes them championship contenders for at least 3 more years,
Okay.
and at least relevant for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
So that's news in my mind.
What's news about that is we have the chance of seeing LeBron and his son Bronny play in the same league.
Yes. So
Not on the same team because the Lakers will probably be good,
yeah,
but seeing them play against each other or play at the same time in
Well,
the same league.
it's interesting to. It'll be interesting to see what kind of prospect Bronny
Bronny's gonna
Jr.
be.
turns into.
Yeah.
Because there's no guarantee he's going to be. I mean, I think on his team right now he doesn't even start. I mean, they're obviously not playing right now because it's
Yeah.
COVID.
I
but
wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Answer that
I
question.
think they had his team playing last year, although he was I believe he was a freshman, so you shouldn't expect him to start, but
No.
he was only getting a handful of minutes.
And also, this to me means that LeBron has a legit chance to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for most points of all time in a Lakers uniform.
He's going to.
You think he's going to?
Did we make a prediction about that in the past?
Let me check.
I'm pretty sure I made an Alex Ovechkin,
You didn't. You made the Alex Ovechkin one. Absolutely.
but I can't remember if there was a LeBron one too. Oh, he missed it!
Oh, it's my kicker too. Fuck.
Justin Tucker, one of the goats, just missed a 36-yarder.
No, we didn't make one about LeBron. I feel like
I don't think it's that bold though.
I've said it in the past. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's gonna happen.
He's gonna do it. I think he's determined to do it. He's one of those guys where he's gonna try to build his legacy to a point, because obviously he doesn't have the whole championship thing that Jordan does.
Yeah, but he could in the next 2 years technically.
Correct. Correct.
When it comes to having 6,
Yes.
he's lost 17.
But Jordan's always going to have the whole 6 for 6 thing.
Yeah, 6 for
So
6,
he's never
6
gonna-
for 6 and 6.
Yes. So he's never going to get there.
No.
Unless he gets. I mean, the only way you could argue is if he gets a 7, but still people are going to still say,
You
well, Jordan
lost.
never lost one. Well, he definitely didn't win all of the ones all the playoff rounds he went to. So
Exactly.
jerk me off. Anyways. So I definitely think he wants to add that to his resume. The
Absolutely.
points title. Yeah.
So the points would be. I mean, if we were able to see that, I think it'd be an amazing feat as a fan to see. I mean, I don't think you're a fan of LeBron James. I am.
I mean, I respect the hell out of
Yeah.
him as a player.
I mean, I just know he played against the Warriors so many years.
I mean,
I'm sure.
yeah, like when your team is a powerhouse and they're playing LeBron James, you're like, it's easy to
Yeah.
just root
But
against him in general.
I think he will. I hope he does. I think it'd be cool to see that.
Yeah. What else? The Giants picked up a relief pitcher, Matt Whistler.
There you go.
Decent pickup. He had interesting numbers last year. He had a really good ERA. It was like just over 1. But his walks were outrageous.
Yeah.
Like 5 per 9 innings. And his stranded runners percentage, which is a weird stat, but also outrageously good, which is unsustainable. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Either way, they definitely need some bullpen help. So got Matt Whistler. What else do we want to mention?
I have something that's unrelated to the sports, so if you wanted...
Yes, I'm going to do my last sports one. Dick Allen, former National League Rookie of the Year and American League MVP, passed away, 78 years old. So, shout out to him.
And
his
he
family.
was a Giants pitcher? Or was
No, he was. He won the National League MVP for the blank. I know he won the American League MVP for the White Sox.
Yeah.
So, 70 years old, passed away. Shout out to his family.
And what are the odds? What I'm exactly about to talk about is what they just mentioned on TV. Unfortunately, 40 years ago today, John Lennon, who, do I have to explain who he is? Member of the Beatles. Everyone knows John Lennon.
Who?
One of the most famous rock stars of all time, unfortunately was murdered in New York 40 years ago to the day.
Look at him.
And as we're talking, they're showing it on TV. I think it's a perfect segue to what I was going to say. It's kind of trippy.
One of the goats.
And that, so I want to crack one for you, John. I'm not going to act like I'm the biggest Beatles fan. I do respect the hell out of them. Respect the hell out of you. What you did for music it's not even, you can't even explain what you did for music.
Yeah.
Or what they did too, It's,
As a group, they're amazing.
They changed everything. And, you really hate to see somebody who got murdered.
Yeah.
Who is somebody who is so
Iconic and
highly
influential.
highly regarded, influential,
Yeah.
so peaceful,
Yeah.
and it's
rough.
people are fucked up, and I hate to, obviously I wasn't alive 40 years ago, but I remember my grandma telling me, she's like the biggest Beatles fan. She loves Beatles.
Yeah.
Like when I think of music and my grandma, I think of the Beatles. And she was telling me how she, cried like a little girl when she was like in her 20s. She
Damn.
was, along with probably a lot of other people.
I'm
And
sure.
it's just you hate to see it, and thinking about it always makes me sad, or probably makes anybody sad. So this one's for you, John. Cheers.
Pouring into our mouths for him.
Yeah. How about we try to give peace a chance? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try to give peace a chance, as John would say.
Gage, how you feeling about this game right now?
Not good. Not good.
Ravens just went back on top. It's going to be 14-10 when Justin Tucker makes his extra point.
Hopefully.
Andy Dalton just threw a pick that got tipped, and then Ravens scored a touchdown on the next play.
You gave me 16, right?
16.
Okay.
That's a lot,
Yeah.
dude. I got some work to do.
No, and I won't make you take a shot if you're done with this.
Nah, I'll take a shot. I don't
Alright.
care. I need a reason to take a shot. I feel like I had a bold prediction brewing, but I can't remember what it was.
Well, I can help you remember. What was it?
Nah, I honestly have no clue. So I might have to save it for
Next
later.
week.
Yep. So I
Yeah,
think
guys.
it's,
Yeah.
it's time to sign off. I
Now
think.
I'm all sad. Talking about John Lennon and the
Damn.
Cowboys losing. Yeah, you
Maybe,
can't.
I mean,
You want some?
give me a shot. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Just for the hell of it.
For John?
For John.
For John?
Forever.
Big Beatles guy?
Yep.
Big Beatles guy. I mean, the Beatles, they're not. They're good.
Beatles are iconic, to say the least.
They're the most iconic band of all time,
I think so.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean shit, but it's, you know, it's my opinion.
Doesn't mean they're the best.
No, I don't. They're not the best. They're not the best. But they are the most iconic. They
Cool.
changed. You can smell that, huh?
I smell that from here.
All right, for John.
No more beer? Damn.
I'm gonna chase mine. I just
Thanks,
cracked mine. Ooh, how's that?
Tasty.
Pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Woo! All right, I think it's time to
Yeah,
sign
this
off.
this episode lasted longer than I thought it would.
I said 42 minutes. We're at 50 and almost 51.
Love that. Take more questions all day.
Yeah, questions were great. Thank you again.
T-shirts, if you got one,
Yeah.
they're here. They're here.
Yeah, we got them. We
We
got
got
them ready
T-shirts.
for you.
They're here.
I know Jason and Sal and Joel.
My mom. I keep forgetting to ask my mom. Or
That'll happen sooner than later.
yeah, my dad's gonna get one.
Oh, Stephen Lewis too.
Stephen Lewis, 2-shot,
Two shot.
about to be a dad.
Yeah, congratulations. So yeah, we got them ready for you.
Yep.
Ready to be picked up. They're here. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening and watching. Appreciate it. Go Cowboys.
Boo.
It's not looking good right now, but
go
you never
Ravens.
know.
We'll see you next week. Peace.